Alright, time for me to view all this for you guys. This is a Krunker class tier list of 1.3, 1.2.8, ranking from S to E. We're going to first start with the Savage tier, also known as the Revolver tier. Now, for it to have its own weakness, I would say is the lack of having to have the health, although it's probably like 100 or something like that. But the class itself, man, I mean, you have a revolver. It's almost be able to two-shot almost any one of the classes in maximum, but also be able to one-shot in like the body or the head. But also for the arms and legs, that's kind of obvious. The air tier. Now, for it to have a low health, very low health, almost about to be a one-shot by a freaking Savage tier, which is also the freaking revolver. Um, well, that's why it's kind of low on here, but it's not very low only because the sniper. I mean, let's be honest, man. The sniper is almost like easily one of the best weapons in the game, at least currently right now. Able to one-shot almost any part of the body, except for the body and shit, the arm and the legs. Now, for the head, of course, it's obvious, and the body, that's obvious too. And, sorry, and able to be able to scope in well, and able to keep up your distance, and able to be able to keep up with your speed, and also be able to keep up with your aim. That's why that the hunter is able to be on the air for so long, and be able to almost fly up against like everybody else. The only weak part about it is it's just the lack of health. Now here we got that B tier here. We got Vince, which has a two-shot shotgun, be able to pull off two shots in almost any range, I would say. But at some cases the game could cook you and the bullets may not always be two shots. Unless like if you're just kinda bad at aiming, but really it doesn't really take that much skill to aim within using a shotgun anyway. So except for maybe having to get those sniper shots, but I mean it's not a sniper shotgun, man. Like what are you really gonna do about it? Now for the Marksman, man, it's good enough. I mean, I say be able to at least four tap somebody or two tap in the head. I mean, it's pretty good class, I would say. It's not like a game breaking or anything. Although, some people say that's very OP, which to me, I'm just like, okay, I can understand. It's very OP sometimes, and I can totally understand that. Now for run and gun class, very high mobility. Also having a submachine gun, that's what really combines together into a B tier class. And why I put this kind of like a bit lower on the list is because, well, I mean, compare one of these two classes, man. I'm not sure if the SMG would be able to keep up with at least one of these classes right here. I mean, you got a very high output of damage, and you got this freaking gigantic boy right here with a shotgun. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I'm not sure if the SMG could really count against that at all. I don't know if it can even counter that. Here we got the C tier, also known as Capture tier. We got Triggerman with the assault rifle, high compatible assault rifle. I mean, wonder why that this is a bit low on the list is because, well, I mean, within within like the high capacity and the high damage output of the classes so far that being shown, that it's like very high. Like this is just the reason why that the Triggerman is kind of low on the list, only because, well, sure, it's able to keep the opponents kind of like very up their toes, like not be able to move in that specific direction, or else they're probably dead because they'd be lasered by a assault rifle. But I mean, when it comes to like damage output and all that, and when it comes to playstyles, man, you know, Triggerman can be good at that, and it is very fully automatic. But by the damage output, man, the looks of it, I don't know, man. Like you're just better off trying to be able to crouch and spam crouch and just hopefully get a headshot or hopefully not get headshotted. Um, for the for this one right here, the agent, it's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, you just kind of you just kind of have to hope for the best, you know, like just kind of spray and pray and all that with, and also like um the high amount of like damage or high amount of rate of spraying as well. I mean, you know, it's it's just the playstyle, man. That's has to be played with the agent. Now up for the decent tier. Um, now either one of these is just a D tier, cause I mean, I would say they're both tied because I mean, here you got this rocket man, you know, not be able to rocket itself and try to be able to propel, but I mean, just the rocket that can like explode the enemy. Now, I would say that the spray and pray is kind of a bit higher because the health, the high amount of health, and also it's not messing around when it can that it needs more than just one rocket. So, I mean, that and the spray and pray, you know, it has like a very high output of damage too. I mean, the closer you are, you know, the more danger that the opponent is going to face. But also having a very low mobility for this guy, but also having a very normal mobility, kind of a normal ability if you're just like walking or sprinting. But if you're using a B-hop technique, then you know this guy is very good at it, and also be able to shoot out rockets as well. So at least from this one right here. Now this is the very last tier, which is called a tier. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. I mean, who wants to be able to use a guy that has like hands only and doesn't have a really gun? I don't really know, man. I mean, it. You know, there's been some times when there's just that one guy that's just trying to be able to impress some people with like just using the runner class or just improvising with within just using the runner class. So here's a little overview. This is just an overview of one of the classes. Now, this is not entirely the definitive tier list, unless if you really want to make one yourself, the definitive one. But I think that this is probably the uh, what is, in my opinion, the almost the definitive one. Because I don't know if any one of the people are gonna be thinking, be like, oh man, you know, this is um, you know, you know, I'm just trying to be able to make sense during this tier list, man. I mean, this is not the definitive one, you know, just saying right now, but it's a tier list that's kind of a bit of a start off and hope that everybody kind of makes sense. Now, the Rocketeer, man, I say that it can kind of compete one of these classes right here, but why it's so low is because, well, I mean, it has 130 health. I can give it at that. But a rocket launcher, sometimes, you know, you gotta really stay distant. You gotta really stay in distant. You gotta still be able to shoot rockets. You gotta shoot rockets, dude. And sometimes it can be like, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that one, Chief, you know? So, that's why it's kind of a bit low. But also this one's a bit high as well, only because. So, that's it for the list here.